What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Movie Talk. So I wanted to talk about a topic today. So we all know Furiosa's come out, and it was a pretty good movie. Like, a lot of people love it. There's a lot of great reception. However, the box office is telling a different story. So Memorial Day weekend, we all know the story. Made $32 million total domestic, 56 worldwide. They weren't great numbers, and for a movie with a budget of like $160 million, this is really not a good story. And so I want to talk about that because there's actually a quote by George Miller. So, in case you don't know, Mad Max, the franchise, there's another movie planned called The Wasteland, which will have Tom Hardy in it, and it'd be like a sort of sequel to Fury Road. And George Miller, the director, he went on, I found a quote about what he said online about basically the future of the Wasteland in the Mad Max franchise. This is a quote I found from World of Real, which, by the way, I think you should really look at it. I've been following them for a while because he gets a lot of the main guy who runs the website. He gets a lot of good scoops on stuff, but well, let me just read the quote that I have from him. I'm still figuring out what to do with the Wasteland, the Mad Max sequel. So I'm still trying to figure out what to do with the Wasteland. I'm just waiting to see the reception of Furiosa. If it lines up, then we'll go ahead with it. Now, for reading that, I mean, the reception is good. A lot of people are loving Furiosa, I included. I've thought about this. So from my last review, I actually think I'd like it even more. Just because of how different it is from Fury Road. Because at the end of the day, it's not Fury Road. But I think that it's a really good, it was perfect for what it had to be. But back to the main topic. The reason why I'm so concerned is because I really question if we're going to be able to ever see the sequel. Because I just want to say, I'm surprised Furiosa even got made. Because if you looked at Fury Road, the numbers weren't great either. They lost money. The only reason I think we even got Fury Road is because of how much it got at the Oscars. Because it was sweeping at the Oscars. But now with Fury Road, I don't think the Oscar campaign is going to be strong enough to convince people to fund another Mad Max movie. But I mean, also, this is just the opening day weekend. I don't know what the numbers are going to be like. Nobody knows how well the legs are going to be. I mean, this could end up being like Edge of Tomorrow, where it was bad opening weekend, but great word of mouth, and it kind of started growing from there and actually started a ton of profit. But I'm really concerned because at the end of the day, I mean, I won't lie, I never thought this was going to be a big box office hit just because if the franchise couldn't do with Max himself, then how was it going to be able to become a big box office success if it didn't have Max? And I think it brings up another conversation about modern blockbusters. Because we get so many just absolutely terrible blockbusters that end up making money. Because that's just what people want to go see. And then you get like this crazy original movie like Furiosa. And just nobody shows up to it. And I really think, so there's a conversation to be had. That a lot of people complain like, why don't we get any new original movies nowadays? This is why, I mean, it's part of a franchise, but like, this is about as original of a movie as he can get. And just people don't show up to see these more artistically driven blockbusters. They go to see just the standard cookie cutter Marvel movies. And I'm not saying that Marvel movies are bad. Like, I like Marvel movies. It's just that, like, you can't lie. Even if you enjoy the movies, they kind of follow the same formula. Like, there's a certain way that you make Marvel movies. But I think there's another thing that we should put into account for this. George Miller, he's 79. Like, he's getting old. Like, the fact that he was still running around in the desert filming Furiosa is impressive on itself. But if we're going to want a Mad Max sequel directed by him, it's going to happen really soon. Because I really don't know how much more longer he can do this stuff. Because, I mean, 79, like, that's old. Especially for running around doing big budget movies like these. Like, I really think if we want to get a Mad Max sequel, like, soon, we're going to have it soon, or else I don't know how much more better he's going to be able to actually do these movies. Ultimately, I just want movies to succeed. Like, do I want Furiosa to succeed more than other movies? Of course, but as long as movies are making money, I'm happy. That's just what I want. I don't want to just see failure after failure. Because, again, I'm not saying Furiosa is going to be a failure, but just going off of the opening weekend, I really don't know how well it's going to be doing. But I'm gonna keep faith, hope that it finds legs and finds an audience, because this movie really deserves it. Because this is exactly what we need more of. We need more of these original stories that are just not being told because studios aren't greenlighting them. I mean, when was the last time you even saw a mid-budget horror movie, or even a big-budget horror movie? Like, it maybe back in what, 2017, when, and then 2019 with the sequel? Like, when was the last time that studios greenlit even just like something like this movie, or just something that's like a horror movie? Like, it's going back to the horror movie, it's like a big budget horror movie. You don't see those anymore because just they don't want to fund those movies. Studios nowadays are just like, they're getting too concerned about risks, and they don't want to take a risk anymore because they're too scared it's going to fail. And I know Hollywood is a business. Like, at the end of the day, these are businessmen. Executives are businessmen just trying to make money off of it. But you gotta perfectly figure out where artists and businesses can perfectly meet together to make a movie. And I do think there are some things to take into account for why it didn't do good. I mean, like I said, Max not being in the movie was a big part. But I don't know if really the advertising campaign wasn't really the best. Like, I never talked to a lot of people that like super pumped about it. I think a lot of it, because a lot of stuff with general audiences, you need to get the TV spots perfect. And watching the TV spots, like they were fine, but I really don't think the advertising campaign was strong enough to really get enough people to want to go to see this movie. But back to the topic, I really question how well Furiosa is going to be doing and the future of the franchise, because I won't lie, this might be it. Like, I don't know how many more Mad Max movies we'll be able to get if they keep on requiring such a big budget and just not making money. Because, like I said, the fact that Furiosa was even made in the first place after Fury Road wasn't good at all. Well, it didn't make good enough money. It was a great movie. It was a perfect action movie. But the box office just wasn't there. And I really, unless maybe if they can find a way to cut the budget severely for the Wasteland to be made, but then at that point, like, are you going to be able to do it as good as you did it in the other movies? Because these movies definitely, like, this in an era where budgets are just getting inflated. Like, this is the one movie where, like, I can see why it cost $160 million. Because, like, there's just so much practical effects that happen. Like, Fury Road, like, the thing that they did, like, it's impressive nobody got killed doing that movie. And even with Furiosa, we're like, there's definitely a lot more CGI done in it. But it was just like, there's so much practical things that they were doing. Like, it's genuinely so impressive just how they do these movies. But I don't know if you can really cut a budget. Like, I don't even know what they'd have to cut it down. Like, under 100 million? I mean, you could do it. But I question if you can do it fully to what he wants. But you also got to think about the fact that these are his movies. Like, directors, they'll think about the audience. Like, they make movies for the audience. But at the end of the day, they make movies for themselves. Like, if you ever listen to Quentin Tarantino, he makes movies because he loves them. He loves his own movies. And I think directors, they make movies, especially me, like if I was in his shoes, they make movies because those are the types of movies they want to see be made. And honestly, if I couldn't make The Wasteland how I wanted to, I just wouldn't make it at all. Because, like, you're severely cutting the resources. And at a certain point, like, you're questioning, like, is this really the movie I wanted to get made in the first place? And honestly, I mean, the franchise at least ended on a high note. Like, it's not like they ended the franchise with a really bad movie and that was it. Like, going from Fury Road to Furiosa, if they never made another Mad Max movie again, I'd be sad, but I'd be happy with how it ended. But anyways, I've been rambling long enough. I mean, what are your thoughts? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. Just, like, tell me, like, what you think about the situation, if you think The Wasteland would ever be made. If you want to, like and subscribe, because I'm planning on doing a lot more content, kind of like this, just talking about situations. But anyways, I've been rambling long enough, so I guess I'll see you in another video. Until next time.